Chicago and the Philippines. A comprehensive review of the week's special community events, featuring many exciting personalities, handled by the most professional Chicago Philippine Reports TV staff.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Chicago Philippine Reports TV, still the #1 Filipino show in the Midwest. I'm Gurley Pascual. Welcome to our show. Today we have all the top stories from the Philippines. We also have what's happening in our own Filipino American community of Chicago. We have interesting interviews led by our very own executive producer, Miss Veronica Leighton. We have Brigitte, Cueter, Carino. All these are coming up and more afterward from our sponsors. Please stay with us.
The Indonesian government transferred.
A large part of the province of Camarines Sur is still submerged in floodwater. Thousands of passengers are stranded along the highway in Libmanan, since roads going to Naga and other parts of Bicol remain impassable. It's not just travel plans that are affected, but residents have to put their lives on hold and wait for floods to subside. Trucks and buses have no choice but to wait for the situation to improve, while private motorists are also stuck along the highway.
Ito na, nagugutom na. Saka wala nang ligo.
Dalawang araw na.
Ilang araw hindi nagpapalit ng damit. Ito, mag-aantay. Kung kailan na uwi, kung kailan na pwede pumunta ng iriga.
The region's agriculture sector also taking a huge hit as rice fields and crops were damaged by the storm.
Masakit nga sa amin kasi pagkain, wala kami. Lahat na trap dyan sa loob. Yung dami ko, lahat nabasa. Sana matulungan kami. Tulad dito, wala kaming pagkain. Padaan kami tubig, ganyan. Hirap kami dito.
An initial assessment by the Agriculture Department pegged the damage at nearly 10 million pesos in the Bicol region, affecting more than 200 farmers. The Office of Civil Defense says at least 10 people have died due to Christine's onslaught. But unofficial reports put a death toll at more than 20 people. The figure is expected to change as authorities continue relief efforts. Local government units in Bicol continue to mobilize to distribute much-needed aid and to evacuate other stranded residents. Even former Vice President Leni Robredo was seen distributing aid. One of the hardest-hit municipalities is Libmanan, where 71 villages are inundated.
Nag-preemptive evacuation kami, nag-force evacuation kami, then nag-rescue kami. Hindi talaga ini-expect nung ibang pamilya na ganun kalaki yung ulan na ibubuhos. Talaga, kahit kami nabigla kami. Ang 71 barangays ang nabaha. Opo. Tapos may 4 tayong barangay na may case tayong 4 na landslide.
In Libon, Albay, nearly 24 homes were buried by a landslide. One person is missing.
Pumunta kami sa taas kasi yung sapa wala nang buhos na tubig. Pumunta kaming dalawa nung kasama ko. Pag pumutok na yung bundok, tapos nakita namin gumuguho na, tumakbo na ako pababa. Kinuha ko na yung nanay ko.
Because of this, several villages were isolated. Power and telecommunication services have yet to be fully restored. Overall, 6 million Filipinos have no power due to the violent storm. Most of the affected households are in the Bicol region, where all 5 of its electric cooperatives are down after sustaining damage due to Christine. The National Electrification Administration says some of the 77 electric cooperatives that reported service interruptions have begun to fix affected facilities. However, many of these providers still need floodwaters to subside before they can safely carry out repairs.
Papibilisin po natin yung restoration po ng kuryente po. Ito po ay sa tulong po ng mga electric cooperatives at handa naman talaga si NEA at ang mga isip po na mag-restore po agad-agad. Tinitignan lang po talaga natin ang safety po ng mga line workers din po natin.
Hundreds of families in Malabon City were temporarily evacuated due to flooding brought about by severe tropical storm Christine. According to the Malabon City Central Command and Communications Center, about 145 families or 588 individuals will continue to stay at different public schools since the storm still poses a threat to Metro Manila. The Longos Elementary School is accommodating most of the evacuees.
Bumaha po kasi yung bahay namin. Hanggang tulog po. Sobrang hindi po alam anong gagawin.
Another evacuee, 76-year-old Evangelina, who lives under a bridge, was forced to seek shelter at the school due to threat of floods.
Lumigas po kami dahil maangin yung tubig sa bahay sa ilalim ng tulay. Yung mga apo ko po, nangangalakal. Yan ang kinakain namin.
Malabon Mayor Jeannie Sandoval says the high tide made the situation worse, contributing to further flooding in 6 barangays including Ibaba, San Agustin, Katmon, Tanyong, Tonsuya, and Santulan.
Nakakabigla nga kasi nung umaga, hapon, okay lang siya. Nung kinagabihan, ang lakas ng ulan, nasabayan pa ng high tide. Monitor pa rin namin kung pwede na silang bumalik na sa kanilang mga tahanan or inaantay pa namin yung bulletin ng pag-asa.
MMDA Chairman Romando Artes is hoping floodwaters will subside quickly with the help of their pumping stations.
Yung pumping stations namin, syempre, pag malakas ang pag-ulan, yan ang mga bilis na magpapababa ng pagbaha. After an hour or two, after tumigil ang ulan, kaagad naman pong humupa yung tubig baha.
In Marikina City, authorities have ordered preemptive evacuation of residents in low-lying areas amid the rising water level at the Marikina River. As of Thursday evening, the water level has reached 15 meters. Travel was also disrupted due to Christine. The Parañaque Integrated Terminal Exchange or PITXS, 124 bus trips were cancelled on Thursday. Most of the affected trips were bound for the Bicol region.
Do these pigs sound happy or sad? European scientists have developed an artificial intelligence algorithm capable of finding out. Their goal is to create a tool that can decode pigs' calls and update farmers on their well-being. Researchers say once fully developed, it could also be used to label farms and help consumers make informed choices. The AI algorithm was developed from thousands of pig recordings taken in different settings. What noises do they make when they play? How about when pigs are isolated or in competition for food?
Then we started by combining all the recordings we had.
Elodie Mandel Briefer is a behavioral biologist at the University of Copenhagen and co-lead of the study.
So we had this huge database of calls that are produced in specific emotions, specific contexts by many different pigs and kinds of pigs and ages. And then we developed AI, so artificial intelligence that could tell us, be trained to tell us if the calls that we recorded were emotionally positive or negative.
They found that short grunts typically indicate positive emotions, while long grunts often signal discomfort. High-frequency sounds like screams or squeals usually mean the pig is stressed. For instance, when they are in pain, fight, or are separated from each other. The study of animal emotions is a relatively new field. It recognizes the mental health of livestock as vital to their overall well-being. Most current animal welfare strategies focus on physical health and use systems that monitor these aspects for farmers. Mandel Briefer says she began working on the project in 2016.
Now with the explosions of AI methods, it actually becomes more and more easy to do these things. We made a lot of progress in our team.
The algorithm demonstrated that pigs kept in outdoor, free-range, or organic farms with the ability to roam and dig produced fewer stress calls than conventionally raised pigs. Mandel Briefer says the technology could be developed into an app for farmers to enhance their animals' welfare. And the researchers say the information could one day be used by consumers to make informed choices. With enough data, Mandel Briefer says the method could also potentially be applied to understand the emotions of other mammals.
About 20,000 residents of Riverside and Forest Region villages in the town of Etiague in Isabela Province are now isolated after losing access to two bridges linking them to the town center. That's after the Gukab and Anafunan overflow bridges were completely inundated by flood and a swollen Cagayan River due to torrential rains brought by severe tropical storm Christine. A local official, however, says they have anticipated the scenario and contingency measures were put in place.
Naka-ready po tayo pang isang linggo po nga pangangailangan ng ating mga kababayan po doon. There's no need na tawirin pa nila kasi all the needs naman nakakailanganin nila is nandun din sa area.
The situation in some areas isn't any better where flood waters have submerged homes.
Tuwing may ganitong kalamidad, sir, naano ako sa mga anak ko kasi wala naman silang matutulugan na maayos, makakain na maayos. Hindi kami makapagtrabaho ng maayos. Nanghihinayang ako, sir. Wala na akong maisip kung paano, sir.
However, compared to the sheer devastation experienced by the Bicol region, Isabela Province was spared the worst of it, all thanks to the Sierra Madre mountain range, which reduced the impact of Christine. The storm made landfall in Isabela early Thursday morning.
I don't think merong infrastructure damage. Crops, malamang, crop damage. Lahat, 100% ng evacuation center sa Isabela, naihanda to receive evacuees. Tapos, bawat LGU may stockpile ng relief items, food and non-food.
Businesses also ground to a halt due to Christine. The surfing town of San Juan in the province of La Union turned into a virtual ghost town after water activities were prohibited due to inclement weather. Flooding was also a problem in Lemery, Batangas. Many residents were forced to seek shelter in evacuation centers.
Itong na bagyo. Malala. Talagang hindi na namin kakayanin, baka matrap kami doon sa loob. Hindi mahihirapan na po kami ilikas. Kami nga po isinakay na lang sa yung sa rescue ng bangka para lang po kami makalikas. At kami ho hindi na ho namin kaya ang agos.
Various rescue operations were also conducted in different parts of the Calabarzon region, according to the Philippine Coast Guard. As climate change triggers extreme weather conditions, the usual preparations and resilient mindset are no longer enough to cope with the impact of destructive typhoons. At this point, leaders, the private sector, and local communities need to come together and find long-lasting solutions to the new normal.
It's more fun in the Philippines.
How would you like to get high-speed internet for your home for less than $2 a day? That's right, for about $50 a month, you'll get lightning fast internet. Are you paying less than $50 a month right now for your internet? Then call Whole Home Connect right now for blazing fast internet at $50 a month with no price increases, no hidden fees, no contracts, no equipment fees. It's a great deal. And guess what? You can try it for 15 days. If you don't like it, you get your money back, but you're gonna love it, and you're gonna love the price. Internet for your home for $50 a month. That's less than $2 a day. Plus, no contracts, no equipment fees, and our 15-day guarantee. Call now.
Call 800-555-1212. That's 800-555-1212. Again, 800-555-1212. Don't wait. Call us right now.
Do you need to get your hands on some extra money right now? Maybe $25,000 or more? If you're a homeowner, now is a perfect time to get cash out. While homes in many neighborhoods like yours have gone up in value, you can use the money for anything. It's yours. You can buy an investment property, pay for college, pay off higher interest debt, or make home improvements. A cash out refinance is the perfect solution to get the cash you need. If you need $25,000, $50,000, or even $100,000, now's the time. Home values are up, and so is your equity. We offer you a way to use it. No need to sell your home or use your savings. Call New American Funding now and speak to a cash out refi specialist and see how much cash out you can get.
Call New American Funding at 855-332-3929. That's 855-332-3929. Call 855-332-3929.
ViaTimes, vital news, vibrant views for the Filipino Asian communities in Chicago. ViaTimes for your most interesting and exciting reading and your party coverages. ViaTime has very interesting columnists. You name it, ViaTimes has it. Law, Filipino news, dentistry, immigration, humor, serious opinions, health, beauty, mysticism, Bata Corner, showbiz, and intelligently written editorials. Call ViaTimes at 773-866-0811.
Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat and welcome to Veronica's segment of this show. Today, I have a very interesting, very important person from Aurora, Illinois. And his name is Muhammad Clayton. He is the Senior Advisor to the Mayor, Chief Engagement Officer, and Chief Equity Officer. Wow.
Yeah.
That's a load full.
It's a lot. It's a lot. Yes.
They must be working you too hard.
Right. We all work hard at Aurora City Hall. All of us. Yes.
Okay. Clayton or Muhammad. Muhammad is your first name, right?
Muhammad's my last. It's my last name.
Oh, your last name is Muhammad.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Clayton is your first name?
Yes.
Oh, Clayton. All right, Clayton. Welcome to our show.
I'm excited to be here. Thank you for inviting me. We're looking forward to tomorrow, and happy Filipino American History Month to you.
Yes, we're celebrating it this month. It's a big celebration. But in your town of Aurora, Illinois, you're having a big celebration this Friday, and not only for the Filipino American History Month, it involves other ethnic groups. Okay, can you please tell us what's going on in Aurora, Illinois tomorrow?
Sure. Well, Aurora, Illinois, we call ourselves the City of Lights. We are the second largest city in the state of Illinois, about 40 miles west of Chicago. Our mayor is Mayor Richard C. Irvin, who's been mayor 7.5 years. He's born and raised here, and he's always had this one Aurora focus, bringing Aurora together, making certain that everybody has a seat at the table, everybody has a voice, everyone knows that they belong here. And so we have flag raising ceremonies throughout the year. And the best way I can make it parallel is really to when the first American made it to the moon back in the 60s. He planted the American flag to show that he belonged there. They made the journey, they worked hard, they belong there because they made the fight to get there. So it is in America, so it is in Aurora. So many of our cultural groups, none of us native here, but have made the sojourn here to be here, so we belong here. So that's what our flag raising ceremonies are for. We do 14 flag raisings a year, Veronica, different countries and cultures. And tomorrow is our inaugural Filipino flag raising, our first ever. And we're excited to honor our Filipino community, our Pinoy community, our residents, our business owners, our visitors, and we're just going to have a great time as we honor Filipino American History Month.
Multi-diverse town.
Very diverse town, most definitely. Many cultures here. Our fastest growing cultures are our Indian and our South East Asian populations. And so we just watch a growth, people coming to Aurora. They want to be in Aurora. It's the city second to none. And we are opening new businesses. We have Filipino grocery stores and Asian fusion restaurants and Filipino staff members that we're just going to be celebrating at the flag raising tomorrow.
Right. Terrific to hear this. Will this be the first time to have a Filipino occasion here?
Yeah, it's first time for our Filipino flag raising. As I said, we do about 14 flag raisings per year, and we range from the Irish flag to the Colombian flag, to the Mexican flag, the Indian flag, the Pakistani flag, and just all in between, but our first Filipino flag raising. And we really honor it this year because we opened our new downtown Asian fusion restaurant called Leilani Asian Fusion, owned by a Filipina named Abby Kemp. And as we've watched Abby these last couple of years kind of build a business in Aurora, bringing Filipino flavor and culture, the whole Pinoy culture, she and her two chefs, Garnett and Clark, all Filipino. We said let's just be one of our new flag raisings this year as we honor our Filipino community. So yes, it's our first one.
We have a couple of popular singers from our community who will be singing at the occasion.
Yes.
Kayla Tejero and Lou Maningas. Cabalona.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, we're excited. You know, Kayla's one of our own. Kayla won our first Aurora's Got Talent competition in 2012. So we've known Kayla for 12 years since she was a young girl, 10 or 11 years old. We watched her grow up. We know her father. We know her mother, part of our Filipino nurses community in Aurora. And so we're so excited. We're so proud of Kayla. She graduated. She's a registered nurse now. She's a model. She's a performer. So she will be with us. A full circle moment for her. And of course, the great Luella Rose from the Sama Sama Project out of Chicago, a Filipino folk band. Luella's literally traveling right now as we speak. She's in New York performing and connecting for Filipino Heritage Month, and she's taking a midnight flight back to Chicago just to be with us tomorrow morning in Aurora. So,
really?
Yeah, we appreciate her so much.
I'm happy to tell you that both Kayla and Lou are connected with the ViaTimes Newsmagazine.
Yes, they both speak so highly of you. You yourself, Veronica, you're a legend in the Filipino community. Everybody I talk to say, have you met Veronica? Have you talked to Veronica? So I'm so glad we finally get to meet. You're doing amazing work there for sure.
Oh yeah, I've been around. I've been a fixture in this community. I'm old. Sad to say, I've grown old in this community.
You are great.
Yes, and well, life is so exciting.
Yes.
So anyway, all right, nice to know because I'll be there.
I was going to ask, will you be there?
I will be there.
Well, we'll definitely have
to watch all this and see you in person.
We have a special seat for you. We do these flag raisings at an outside venue called One Aurora Plaza, where we raise all of our flags. The mayor will be there. Our city council members will be there. Leaders in our Pinoy community, and just general cultures as a whole. The mayor will do a proclamation for Filipino American History Month. We'll have performances by Luella and Kayla. And we also present awards. Every flag raising has its own award with its own name. And the name always has to have the name excellence in it because it's our city's commitment to excellence, not perfection, but excellence. And there's also something culturally connected to that community that signifies the name of the award. So we're going to unveil the first ever Filipino awards tomorrow with the name, and we'll be presenting them to community leaders in Aurora. And then we'll raise the flag for the first time. And immediately following the ceremony, Everyone's invited for lunch a couple blocks away at Leilani Asian Fusion for a nice Filipino lunch at Abby Kim's restaurant in Aurora.
Oh, exciting. Sounds really exciting. Will the mayor be there?
The mayor will be there. He is literally traveling abroad this week, representing Aurora in another country, and he is on a flight as we speak at 11 a.m. To get back to the States to be here for this. He wouldn't miss this. So we're excited for tomorrow.
How long would the whole program take?
Oh, it's less than an hour. We bring people in. We have Filipino music playing. We get people fired up. So hopefully you'll be there to lead some dancing off for us. And then we go into the program. Then we have free samples of Filipino cuisine from Leilani Asian Fusion, and then we'll depart. But from 11 till noon.
I've been to Asian Fusion too.
Oh, wonderful! Wonderful.
Because I think there was one time. There was a concert, Kayla's concert.
Yes.
Held there.
Oh, wonderful. Yes, Abby does a great job.
It's a very nice community, and it's quite far from where I live. But tomorrow, Kayla will be picking me up.
That's incredible. That's incredible.
Yeah, I don't drive these days.
Okay.
So she knows she has somebody else to pick me up.
Oh,
We'll do it.
Well, we're so excited that you'll be joining us.
Great, terrific. Sounds so exciting. All right. Before we sign off, one last word from the community of Aurora, Illinois.
Definitely to our Filipino community of Aurora, Chicago, and throughout the country and the world. Thank you. Thank you for bringing the pearl of the Orient, the pearl of the Pacific, that excellence that you know is Pinoy culture. Thank you for bringing it to our country, our cities, particularly Aurora. And we look forward to honoring you tomorrow. We've recently launched a new Asian American Heritage Advisory Board, and there are many Filipinos who have applied to be on that board. We want you to know that Aurora's home. Mayor Irving has made a space for you, and you belong. And we look forward to seeing everyone tomorrow at the inaugural City of Aurora Filipino flag raising ceremony.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Veronica.
From what country of origin are you from?
I'm born and raised in Aurora.
That's right.
Yes.
Leighton is the name.
Yeah, Muhammad is my last name. Yeah. From a religion standpoint.
Leighton is your first name, and Muhammad is the last name.
Yeah, I was born and raised here, right here in the city of Aurora. The mayor and I are both born and raised right here in Aurora.
That's wonderful. That's very good. Nice to know. And all right, ma'am, I thank you for gracing our show today, Clayton. And I look forward to meeting you in person.
We have a special seat for you on the front row, Ms. Veronica. Thank you so much for being with us tomorrow.
All right. Maraming salamat. At maraming salamat po sa inyong panonood. Ako po si Veronica. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye, Clayton.
Bye, Veronica. Take care.
It's more fun in the Philippines.
Magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat and welcome to Veronica's segment of this show today. I have a very interesting I'm telling you, and one of my favorite persons in this world. And most of you are very familiar with this guy through ViaTimes News Magazine. And his name is Ryan Tejero. And Ryan, who writes a column in ViaTimes entitled Club Presidents, features many club presidents, and it is really widely read. Okay, have us welcome Ryan Tejero. Ryan is really a very happy person, and well, very involved person in the community, in many communities. He doesn't know how to stop, this guy. Super active. Hi, Ryan, how are you? Welcome to our show.
V, it's really great to be back here in Chicago's Philippine Reports TV, and I'm so glad that you've invited me again. And thank you for that beautiful, wonderful introduction. And just like what you said, people would have known me already in Chicago, and now I'm here based in Houston. I'm actually like everywhere. So thank you so much, and I'm glad to be here.
And Ryan, okay. You have been really putting Houston, Texas in the map of all those really wonderful opportunities, community activities. Since you got involved with One Philippines, did I say it right? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Ryan, please introduce yourself as a media person in many communities.
Yes, I would be glad to tell you about my background in the media. So just for everybody's information, I've started with ViaTimes actually some 24 years ago. If you remember, Tita V, that was like year 2001 when I started with ViaTimes. That was a long time, and since then, I'm still here. I'm still around Chicago. I'm still writing in the, most and widely read newspaper in the Midwest, and also a multi-awarded newspaper too. So that's for 24 years in Chicago ViaTimes. And then here in Houston, I've been involved with One Philippines Texas News Magazine since 2019. It's been more or less like 5 years now, and it's been going really good. We've done a lot of restructuring and changes in One Philippines Texas News Magazine, and the goal that we're working is basically like uniting Filipinos everywhere, but mostly here in Texas. So we've been busy featuring Philippine organizations and leaders here in Texas, and it's been doing great. We got a lot of great feedback from leaders and organizations. Everybody has a say in the newspaper. Organizations as far as like Dallas, for example, Laredo, the borders, like the Mexican border, like Laredo, Brownsville, we feature them. You will be surprised that there are a lot of Filipino Americans, and they form their organizations there. So it's just really interesting.
Wow, Ryan, really, you've really brought to the dual communities of Chicago and Texas. Your powerful writing skills in writing about many features of community leaders and celebrities.
That's really part of my advocacy, Tita V. I strongly believe that, as a media person, as a writer, that we should write our stories. We should write about our leaders, our communities, because, nobody else would know our culture would know our leadership qualities, our styles, how we interact with each other, our culture. Nobody would know how to write that except for a media person from a Filipino American community. That's why I'm so proud of what I'm doing. I know sometimes life gets so hectic, we lose a lot of time in the world, but writing and telling the story about Filipino Americans, our community, is such a very fulfilling job for me. So yes, there you go. That's my passion.
Correct ka dyan. Ryan. Okay. Now, will you kindly tell us some of these popular activities in Texas that you want to talk about?
Yes, thank you. Thank you for asking that question. I am so proud of the Filipino American communities here in Texas. And just like what I said, there's a lot. It's been growing. And for example, my involvement with the Philippine Community Center, or People Caring for the Community Incorporated, or PCCI, has brought me a newer experience where I work with outstanding leaders, with philanthropists, and also projects that are geared towards building strong communities. We have leaders that are really, really outstanding, very decent leaders. They're committed, they're dedicated to the goals of their organization. So that's one, PCCI. I'm also involved with the University of the Philippines Alumni Association in America, and I'm trying to help them promote their scholarship programs and also their projects in the Philippines. So it's just a lot of dedication and hard work that we put here. One thing I would like to share about the culture here of Filipino Americans in Texas is that they're really up into uniting. They every time they come up with their activities, they work on putting or putting together people in one place. So whenever they have an activity, they invite everyone. Whether you are from Iloilo, whether you're from Manila, whether you're from Mindanao, you are invited, you are welcome. And because of that kind of culture of Filipino Americans here, it's easy to work with them. It's easy to work with them. And it's so much fun working with them. And I'm all out and about all the time because I want to be with the leaders, I want to be with the members, I want to be with the groups, because as a media person, I think it's my job to really be with them and tell their stories and share that through my writings to the community, not only here in Texas but also in Chicago and also in other places, so they too would read about the positive culture that we have as Filipino Americans.
In comparing the Houston Filipinos versus Chicagoans, how would you compare them?
There's not so much of differences. I think that there's a lot of similarities versus differences. Like, if Chicago has a Philippine Medical Association, we do have that Philippine Medical Association here too. If we have like the Philippine Nurses Association in Illinois, which are very, very active organizations, we do have here too in Texas. There are a lot of cliques in Chicago. We know that. You and me would know that for the longest time ever. And we do have cliques over here too in Texas. So there's a lot of similarities. Probably the difference would be, I would say there are more aging population here, and I think I would say there is an influx or an increase of retirables here, only because of the weather that we have. I mean, if you come to think of it, the people who are kind of like retiring are looking for places that are kind of like warm, and Texas is a good choice for them, and I think that's one of the difference. Where in Illinois, the demographic profiles of Filipino Americans in there are kind of like more in the middle age bracket, or kind of like on the younger perspective, because the city of Chicago is beautiful, and the city of Houston or Texas in general is kind of like a warm state. So people would love to spend their kind of like older years here, I would say. So that would be the biggest difference, I would think.
Very good. And how do you foresee yourself in the future in the Houston, Texas community?
Oh, I have a lot of plans, Tita B, right now because I have so much time for myself, and work is really is giving me a lot of opportunities to explore other fields as a media person. I want to continue to help build stronger communities here in Texas. I want to be involved. I want to reach out to organizations that have not been tapped before. Like, for example, we know here that there are Phil-Ams in Tyler, and there are far cities, Tita B, and I want to reach out to those leaders so that way I could tell their stories. I want also to create that networking with other organizations, fostering more unity, and helping them in creating projects that that would impact not only Filipino Americans here in the U.S. but also back home in the Philippines. So right now I am just busy. I am busy creating articles for One Philippines and for Chicago ViaTimes. And I'm so happy that I'm able to meet a lot of leaders, know them, and kind of like tell their stories.
All right. But you're also involved, heavily involved with your alumni association, the UPAAGC, right?
Yes. Not only UPAGC, but UP AAA too, like in America. I am currently the executive vice president of the University of the Philippines Alumni Association in America. And this one is so diverse that, it's composed of UP alumni across the US. My involvement is I am the chair of the Communication and Publicity Committee for the whole of the US. And so I tried to create media publicity or articles or press releases that would promote the projects of UP AA in America. But of course, I'm also networking with other local UP alumni groups too, like Chicago, like Houston, like Hawaii, for example. It's really fun, because in this alumni group, I'm able to like reach out to other states and connect with them and kind of like engage with them and ask them to kind of like support the overall goals of UP alumni here in America. So it's really fun.
What else? What other organizations?
Well, just recently I've been involved with the Filipino American Society in Iowa. And Iowa is people would think, what's in Iowa? Well, there are Filipino Americans in Iowa. There are outstanding leaders in Iowa, and I'm so proud of them because they are so well connected with local governments in there, and they're not only well connected, but they're also well supported in the mainstream. Their projects are doing well. They get like the grants. They get involved in community mainstream programs, and so it's something that I have to tell in my press releases because I'm so proud of them. And I'm also reaching out to other film groups, like for example, in Arizona, in Las Vegas, and whoever would come cross my Facebook page and say, "Hey Ryan, I'm a Filipino American leader here in the state. Do you want to help us and all that?" I would grab my phone and I would talk to them and ask them, okay, so tell me about your organizations. What are your goals? What are your objectives? And, I would just start creating articles for them.
All right. Very good. What else?
So
super active.
I know, right? I think in this life, I realized that, if you have a certain talent, that you really have to pursue it. I think it's a God-given gift that, if you're not going to pursue it, you're probably going to miss the opportunity to share that with other people. And that's how I inspire Kayla, my daughter, and that's how I inspire other people too. You need to come out and get out and share that talent because that's the only way that feel self-fulfillment. And I think there's no other way. There's no other way. It's either you shut yourself up or you share that talent. And I chose to share my talent.
All right, very good, Ryan. Okay, one last word with our viewing audience.
Yes, I would like to invite everyone, those of you who are in Chicago, please subscribe and please read our articles in Chicago ViaTimes. It's a multi-awarded newspaper. You will be surprised of a lot of newsworthy articles in there that we publish every month. It's the longest reigning newspaper, the oldest newspaper in the Midwest and probably in America. And thanks to the publisher, Miss Veronica Leighton, for giving me this opportunity to be with her for the last 24 years. And also for those of you who are in Texas, please also subscribe and join us in One Philippines Texas News. We've got a lot of interesting projects coming up this year and next year, and we want you to be part of it. So as a Filipino American media person, I would like to invite everyone to support one another, make and help build a stronger Filipino American community here in America. Maraming salamat po.
Great! Thank you very much. Maraming salamat sa iyo, Ryan Tejero. Super active, and I really love this guy.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I'm so proud to interview you today. At
Thank you.
maraming salamat po sa inyong panonood. Ako po si Veronica. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye! Bye,
Bye, Tita V.
Do you need to get your hands on some extra money right now? Maybe $25,000 or more? If you're a homeowner, now is a perfect time to get cash out. While homes in many neighborhoods like yours have gone up in value, you can use the money for anything. It's yours. You can buy an investment property, pay for college, pay off higher interest debt, or make home improvements. A cash out refinance is the perfect solution to get the cash you need. If you need $25,000, $50,000, or even $100,000, now's the time. Home values are up, and so is your equity. We offer you a way to use it. No need to sell your home or use your savings. Call New American Funding now and speak to a cash out refi specialist and see how much cash out you can get.
Call New American Funding at 855-332-3929. That's 855-332-3929. Call 855-332-3929.
Yan! Dito na! Perfect!
This is a prayer and a reminder. All we have is now. Anak, umuwi ka na.
Worldwide this morning, growing concern over a growing health crisis.
The World Health Organization has just declared that this is a pandemic.
Hi. I can't hug you. Don't touch me.
Over the last several days, we have seen peaceful demonstrations.
Protests over police brutality continued here in Austin.
Remember when you started going to college? You came home a liberal?
Dad, please.
That's what we do to you guys in school.
All these people that we never met and never will meet because of what had happened to them. It's just too much.
The way that our family communicates is not necessarily, it's not great.
What advice would you give for those of us that are struggling?
Deal with it.
I think the norm for our community has been to just stay silent and keep to your own business.
I could definitely be doing more than I'm doing right now, and I know that others can as well.
What if someone is called from God to be an activist?
I can answer that question.
Shouting revolution, oh wow, breaking each tradition.
You don't believe in the Black Lives Matter movement?
An advocacy group reporting at least 3,800 anti-Asian hate incidents since last March.
I'm kind of conflicted. I'm like, maybe I should move home and be here with them.
I hope that this moment makes you take a step forward and a step together in the right direction.
In order for a subject to not be taboo in our community, there always has to be someone to start that conversation.
You speak up for me when I can't speak up for myself.
And I've seen you do that for other people.
I see a lot of people who just kind of cut off friends and family, and I don't think I can do that. I love my parents.
This is a symbol of our voices. If you look at your neighbors around you, you will see who stands with you, who stands for you.
At least I know that you can stand up. That's the thing I'm so happy about.
We would like to welcome all of you to Baladna Jewelry. We have a very big selection of 21 karat gold jewelry imported from the Middle East, from Dubai, Saudi, and Bahrain. And we have a very big selection of diamond. We offer free financing for 6 months, and we have a layaway system which you can leave your stuff for 3 months. We repair gold and we buy old gold. Welcome to Baladna Jewelry.
Salamat po.
Good afternoon. This is Brigitte, Carino, Cueter, bringing you this week's local news from our community. The administration of Governor J.B. Pritzker and the Illinois Department of Public Health kick off a 3-day minority health conference in Naperville. The conference takes place as IDPH is working to implement the Healthy Illinois 2028 State Health Improvement Plan, which counts as one of its key pillars addressing racism as a public health crisis. The theme for this year's conference is straightforward: Mission Possible, moving from talk to action in advancing health equity. When it comes to achieving health equity, we are taking real action, Governor Pritzker said in a videotaped welcome. One important achievement is this area in the implementation of My Birth Equity Initiative, which is designed to close the tragic gap in maternal mortality between Black women and other parents. The governor's Birth Equity Initiative, announced as a top priority in his fiscal year 2024 budget, will invest approximately $23 million to address the historical racial disparities in birth outcomes through a variety of measures. The Illinois Department on Aging is encouraging everyone with Medicare to check if their plan still meets their needs and budget during this year's open enrollment period, which began on October 15th and runs through December 7th, 2024. Individuals can get free help comparing health and drug plan options by contacting the state's Senior Health Insurance Program. Your health needs can change from year to year, and so do Medicare plan costs and coverage, said SHIP Director Sandy Leith. Now's the time to review your current Medicare coverage to make sure it still meets your needs. To help you make an informed decision, the Senior Health Insurance Program used trained volunteers to offer trusted, unbiased Medicare counseling to Medicare-eligible individuals, their families, and caregivers. SHIP counselors are available in person and online throughout the year, but they are especially helpful during open enrollment from October 15th to December 7th, when people with Medicare can join or switch health and prescription drug plans for the coming year. For those who switch plans, coverage starts on January 1st, 2025. DMV kiosks located inside retail stores will give Illinoisans a new option when it comes to renewing their driver's license or obtaining vehicle stickers. Jean Julius said, "We'll announce the rollout of Fast Lane DMV kiosks as part of the pilot program, deploying 15 kiosks located in Chicago, the suburbs, and downstate in Mariano's, Jewel Osco, Kroger, and Meijer grocery stores. Within minutes, kiosks will print vehicle registration renewals and plate stickers for customers on site. Customers seeking a driver's license or state ID card renewal will receive a temporary document at the kiosks to use while their new card is mailed to them. Millions of Social Security recipients will get a 2.5% cost of living increase to their monthly checks beginning in January, the Social Security Administration announced Thursday. The cost of living adjustment, or COLA, for retirees translates to an average increase of more than $50 for retirees every month, agency's officials said. About 72.5 million people, including retirees, disabled people, and children, get Social Security benefits. Commissioner Martin O'Malley said the adjustment will help tens of millions of people keep up with expenses even as inflation has started to cool. But even before the announcement, retirees voiced concern that the increase would not be enough to counter rising costs. A year after Secretary of State Alexi Giuliani's office introduced its Skip the Line program, new data shows the multi-pronged approach designed to reduce wait times has improved the customer experience at Illinois DMVs. Launched last September, Skip the Line initiated an appointment-only system at the state's 44 busiest DMVs, including all Chicago and suburban facilities and 20 downstate facilities. Since then, nearly 2.2 million Illinoisans have made in-person appointments to renew or obtain a driver's license or state ID. As a result, the time tax, or the amount of time customers were forced to wait in lines for DMV services, has decreased significantly. Meanwhile, the Secretary of State's office also enhanced and promoted its online services, encouraging residents to renew their driver's licenses or vehicle registrations without having to visit a DMV. During the past year, more than 4.8 million transactions were completed through the Secretary of State's website, and monthly transactions increased by more than 20%. That's all for today. Thank you for watching our news this week. This is Brigitte. See you next time.
It's more fun in the Philippines.